All right. Well, welcome everyone to the Speakeasy Cafe. I am Janelle Anderson. I am your host, and I call myself the virtual events visionary. I'm also a business mentor for coaches, and I help coaches to create their monthly signature workshop to become the front door of their business, and then we build a house behind the front door. We build the business and all the structures and all the systems and all the things you need in order to bring clients to your door and into your house, basically. So one of the things that I get asked a lot is about niche. I don't know, how often you run into this, but often people will tell me, "Hey, I I try to explain what I do. And then when I do, I watch people's eyes kind of glaze over, or worse, they get that polite smile and the dreaded response of, I'm not really sure I understand what you do. Could you explain more? So you have probably been there, most of you, if you're a coach, if you have started at all building your business, that's a very common thing to happen. And it actually is quite a journey to get to that place where you really have it nailed down, where you know what you do, you know how you do it and who you do it with, and you can say it in a sentence or two and it's super clear to people. That's when you know you've got it and you can start to really grow from there. Everything you do as a coach comes from that foundation, knowing who you serve and how you serve them and being able to create your messaging from there that really resonates with the people you want to help. So I've gone through several evolutions in my coaching business. I've been in business now almost 11 years. Actually, next month it'll be 11 years. And when it comes to niche and audience, I've definitely been through a lot of changes. At many, many points over those years, I was not clear about who I was serving or what my specialty was. I made so many iterations of that pitch, that elevator pitch, that core message. And I always, for a long time, had that look in people's eyes like, what? Because I was trying to keep it very general because I thought, well, I don't want to leave anyone out. And if I keep it kind of general, then I'll appeal to more people. But actually, the opposite happens, and it happened for me too. And also, it made me feel really uncertain, not confident. And I struggled a lot with showing up with confidence and boldness. I remember one networking event in particular, I was giving my elevator pitch, and when it got to me, I stumbled through a very vague explanation of what I did because I was always changing it, trying to find the right one. And when I finished, the group just kind of stared at me, and one person even said, I still don't know what you do. Can you elaborate a bit? And I just literally wanted to crawl under the table. The truth was I couldn't elaborate because I wasn't clear. And if I wasn't clear, how could anyone else be? And in those early days, my lack of clarity made it really hard to attract clients on a consistent basis. Because when I said my message, they weren't sure that that was for them. And then fast forward to today, 11 years later, I know exactly who I work with. I know what I help them to do. And I share my message clearly, confidently. People lean in. They say, oh, that's me. And then they show up because the message resonates. So I just want to share a little bit today around that. And the topic today is that basically confidence is connected to your clarity. Clarity actually creates clients for you. Clarity is one of the most important things you can have in your business. And how does that actually work? Well, it's kind of a chain reaction. It starts with clarity and it goes like this. When you have clarity about what it is you do, who you do it with, how you do it, what's the result that they're going to get from working with you, when you're clear on all those things for yourself, it gives you confidence. And when you know who you serve and you know what they want most, then you stop second guessing yourself and hesitating, and you're no longer trying to talk to everyone. You're speaking directly to someone. And that confidence then leads to consistency. Because when you're really confident, it's so much easier to show up and to show up consistently, whether it's on videos or in meetings or running your own workshop. Because you know what to say, you know how to say it, you're grounded in who you are and what you are doing in the world. And then when you go to write a post or send an email or speak on a summit or a podcast or somewhere like that, those opportunities open up, you're ready. So that consistency of showing up really comes from being confident in the first place, and the confidence comes from being clear. So clarity leads to confidence, confidence leads to consistency, and consistency then leads to clients. Why? Because the more consistently and confidently that you're showing up, the more your ideal clients will recognize you, see you, hear you, and they'll realize this is the person that can help me because not only is your message clear, but they're seeing you a lot. You're showing up a lot and you're confident. Confidence attracts people. So then that's when they start to raise their hands to work with you. So it all starts with clarity. And without it, everything kind of feels a little shaky, but with it, everything flows. So just interested or curious if you have ever held back from posting or emailing or speaking because you weren't sure what to say or who you are saying it to. If that's you, put yes in the chat. And just want to say that I don't know where everyone is on their journey, but it is normal to struggle with this for a while because it takes a little bit of time to get that clarity and to really like zone in and zoom in to what it is that you really do and who you're speaking to. So I want to give you just a little couple tips that I use in my process, which I call the niche clarity blueprint, that will actually help you get clarity. And the question a lot of people ask me is, how do I figure this out? How do I figure out what my niche and audience is and my message? So I'm just going to give you a few tips. This comes right out of my niche clarity blueprint, which is designed to help coaches find that clarity so that they can be confident and consistently show up and start attracting clients or attract more clients. So here's a couple of things in the process. One of the things that I teach is that we really need to get out of our head. So many of us are trying to figure it out in our head, and we're trying to analyze it and pick a niche somewhere out of there, because somebody said this would be a good niche, or this looks like this one might be able to bring me clients. And we're all up in our head trying to figure it out. And in my process, we drop into our heart because I believe that your heart, your subconscious, your just natural instincts already know who it is that you are meant to work with and in what way, what specialty. There's a lot that your heart knows that we're not tapping into. So get out of your head a little bit, back into your heart, what you instinctually know. And we do that through just brainstorming, getting everything out of our head onto paper. So it's out of here and there. It's there and you can look at it. And even the very act of writing it out, and I recommend using pen and paper because of the connections that happen in your brain when you're actually writing with your brain and your heart. So writing everything out, dumping it all out, every idea you've ever had, who you possibly think you could work with and in what way, down to the details, not just I'm a health coach, but what kind of health coach? Are you somebody who focuses on diet, or are you somebody that focuses on exercise? Do you focus on a particular type of diet or exercise? Like maybe you're into yoga and things like that, or maybe you are somebody who focuses on like the Ayurvedic diet or a keto diet, a certain type of diet, or maybe you're focused on gut health, or there's all kinds of things within that broad umbrella of being a health coach. Same thing with, say, a career coach. You could be a career coach for newly new women that have just come out of being, are in the empty nest mom place in their life. They're in midlife and they're looking for something new. You could be a career coach for a newly graduated college student. You could be a career coach for, I don't know, somebody getting ready to retire and maybe they want to figure out what they want to do in retirement. Maybe you're a career coach who focuses on the interview and the resume process, or maybe you're more around figuring out your strengths and more of an inner development journey. So there's all kinds of different, more focused, dialed in areas within any of these broad niches. So get it all out of your head, write everything down you could possibly think of, and then mind map it. Start to combine things together. And if you were maybe in the health area, what are all the different audiences you could be speaking to in a health coach area? It's not everybody in the world, right? It's an audience within that bigger audience. So start to brainstorm. I mean, start to take your brainstorming and arrange them in different like circles on a mind map and just explore, step out of the box. What could be something unique and different for you? Once you've done that, then we want to also do the second thing, which is tapping into your genius zone. Who are you? What are your particular strengths and passions and experiences, your expertise? What lights you up? What do you enjoy talking about? Because whatever it is that you do within your specialty is something you're going to be spending a lot of time creating content around, whether it's posting or emailing or creating a course or a program or writing blogs. You're going to be spending a lot of time in this particular area. What is it that you love to talk about and teach people to do? And where does that come from in your experience? And how do your strengths and your passions and your personality all play into this? Because who you are is a big part of the niche and the audience that you're going to be working with. I call this the coaching sweet spot, putting all those together and finding that sweet spot in the middle of all of it. And then the third tip is taking all of that from your exploration and start opening up real conversations with people that you would love to work with. Ask them if they wouldn't mind getting into a 15-minute conversation with you because you're doing some research. And then ask them questions about that area. What's a top challenge for them? Or what are some of their fears or frustrations? What are some of the things they would love to be able to do? What are their desires? You ask them these questions, you get all their answers, then you've got their language and their words and their phrases. And now you've got something that you can start to create a message around. Message that will resonate, a message that will stand out, a message that will attract those people. But you can't create the message if you don't know who the people are and you don't know what it is that you're helping them to do. What problem do you help them solve? And this whole process is a great way to bring everything up to the surface and look and see what is it that's really drawing you, what's really pulling at you, what is that unique combination that can make you stand out. And I really believe we all have a unique niche when we really can dial it in that can help us stand out from the crowd and differentiate ourselves because there's nobody else like us. So here's something you can try this week. Just grab a pen and paper, set a timer for 15 minutes, and just do that brainstorming, stream of consciousness, brain dump of every niche audience or idea that comes to your mind. Don't filter it, just let it all come out, and then go back and circle and highlight any ideas or patterns or combinations that really stand out to you. So pay attention to creative connections that you may never have considered before, because sometimes your clarity has been inside you all along. It just needs a space to emerge. So with that, hopefully that is helpful. I want to invite you to take a deeper look at this. I'm going to be doing a live webinar on September 16th, and that's at 6 p.m. I believe it's a Tuesday. And it's called Nail Your Niche, the Blueprint to Clarity and Clients. And we're going to be doing that next week. I'm going to dive deeper into this. I'll show you my niche clarity blueprint and all the steps to it so that you can stop second guessing, start showing up with confidence consistently so that you can attract the clients you are meant to serve. So I'm going to drop that link here in the chat. It'll also be below where this video is. And don't miss it because it's going to give you a lot of help. I've run this process with many clients and they are always amazed at the end, like, oh my gosh, wow, I had no idea that that's where I really want to land, but it feels really good. And they start to go with it from there, and things just change. They start attracting clients. They start finding it much easier to create content. They know what they want to say. They know what they want to do. So this process has worked for many, many coaches, and I know it'll work for you. All right. So that is all I have for the content piece today. We're going to do a little networking, get to know who's in the room, and I'm going to stop the recording here.